this was a BuzzFeed article, it would probably be titled 5 Things Everyone Should Do Before They Die.
Oh, the nerd fighters!
So the theme this week is 5 things on your bucket list, and as the other bloggers have pointed out, you can take this one of 2 ways. Your bucket list could be full of outrageous things that would probably never happen in your lifetime, but if they did, you'd be on top of the world. Or it could be things that you're totally capable of accomplishing. Things that are the result of time, effort, good financial planning, and a little bit of luck. I choose to approach this from the latter perspective, because in the past, I've idealized things way too much. And when things don't happen the way that I expect, I tend to get pretty disappointed. The first thing that popped into my head when thinking of bucket lists was Middle-earth. Middle-earth, Middle-earth, Middle-earth. I want to live in New Zealand for at least a month. And with enough planning and saved money, I could totally do it. It would be amazing. Not only would I visit every location where Lord of the Rings was shot, but I would just soak in the scenery of New Zealand. Gorgeous landscapes, sunrises like no other, and people who were totally laid back and chill. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in a place like that? And if I happen to bump into Peter Jackson at the pub one day, and he's looking for a production assistant for his 12-part movie on the Silmarillion, I can be like, "Hey Pete, I'm your gal." Along those lines, another thing on my bucket list is to make a film. Not just a student film, but a proper film. The kind that actually reaches a good, diverse audience and can inspire your peers and other storytellers. I don't know yet if it'll be a short film or a feature film, if it'll be distributed online or in cinemas, but I want that experience of helming a production that you pour your heart and soul into for months, where the payoff is amazing because people appreciate this thing that you made that is essentially a Horcrux, because it's a piece of yourself, not because you kill people. Gross. One thing that other vloggers have said is on their bucket list is to publish a book, and that's on my list as well. I did a lot of creative writing growing up, but not so much in university or after university. In fact, the most creative writing I've done over the last few years has been video scripts and one failed attempt at NaNoWriMo. I'd like to get back to writing, though at this point I'm more likely to write a book of short essays than a full 50,000 word novel, which is fine. I'm more comfortable writing short form than long form stuff anyway. Another thing on my bucket list is to build my own house. With my bare hands, getting sweaty, laying the foundation, the whole 9 yards. One of my hobbies as a kid was designing my dream house. I would pore over home builders catalogs and draw floor plans based on things that I liked from different houses. There's something really satisfying about literally building something from the ground up and seeing your hard work realized. I absolutely love that feeling. Earlier I said that I wanted to take the realistic approach to my bucket list, but there is one thing that I have on the list that will probably never happen in my lifetime. A lot of people want to meet their heroes, and I was fortunate enough to have that experience last summer. There was a lot of fangirling and word vomiting and possibly collapsing on the floor from shock, but that's a story for another time. After meeting Zay Frank, I thought I could cross meeting my hero off my bucket list, but it turns out there's still one person I want to meet on my list. The Queen. No, not the Queen. The Queen. If I was ever lucky enough to meet JK Rowling, my reaction would be like meeting Zay Frank, but multiplied by 7 billion times. I'd like to think that I'd keep it cool, but how do you keep cool when you're meeting someone who's directly responsible for shaping the way you've approached the world for the last 16 years?
All hail Queen Rowling.
Anyway, those are 5 things on my bucket list. Do I share any things on your list? If you want to talk, I'll be hanging out in comments or in any of these places. Thank you so much to NFI for having me on here this week. MD, I'll see you tomorrow.